Hi friends, welcome to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is looking into what it is that you think they see versus how they actually see you. And I have 3 piles for you guys to choose from today. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy, as well as with your person's, and I will see you in a minute. Hi pile 1. So today we are looking into how it is that you think they see you versus how they actually see you. So these oracles here are going to indicate how it is that you think your person is seeing you. And for that, pile 1, we have workaholic, we have hawk, we have the water chevrotain with the keyword being anomaly. We have Virgin. The light attribute is maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit, and the shadow attribute is fear of intimate union. And we have number 29, the romantics. The affirmation is, I allow romance to touch my heart every day. Okay, pile 1. So based on these cards, I feel like there's some really harsh judgments coming from you, or there is some insecurity that might be bleeding into this reading, and what it feels like is that you're sensing that your person has seen you for how you truly feel about them, while at the same time there's this like insecurity in allowing another person to actually see this. I feel like you are under the impression that your person can see the parts of you that perhaps you feel the most insecure about. I think for many of you, you may not be in contact with this person. Or if you are, there have been some like arguments of some kind there's been some mistakes that have been made, I want to say, in the sense of like perhaps you are feeling as though you let your trust issues show through, or you became very suspicious, and this may very well be because there was actually something to be suspicious about, and you saw it because you were feeling hyper aware, but it's leaning towards you're seeing yourself and you're feeling as though your person is seeing you as somebody who really wants closeness, and yet at the same time is very, very fearful of this. And because of this, it almost feels like you aren't able to enjoy the ride because there's always this underlying fear of where it is that you're heading. Yeah. That's what it feels like when it comes to how you think your person sees you. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot and see what comes through for how they actually see you. Do one more shuffle. How does pile 1's person actually see pile 1? Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the World. We have the Five of Wands. That one was peeking through earlier, so it definitely wanted to come out. We have the Three of Cups, and we have the Hermit. Okay. I get the feeling that there may be, I don't necessarily know if your person sees what's beneath the surface in the way in which you felt as though they did. They definitely see what's on the surface. And with that, there's a defensiveness that they see within you. And also a desire or somebody who thrives in being alone. I think this person sees you as perhaps an ambivert, where there are moments where you really, really, really enjoy being around other people or being the center of attention, or just being in social types of situations. And then there are moments when you really have to retreat. And I get the feeling that your person sees you as somebody who, like how you think that they see you, in the sense of you desire closeness, but then you also fear it. I don't necessarily see anything here indicating that they actually understand that there's a fear. But it does seem as though this person is aware that there's this cycle in which there's closeness and togetherness, and then there's a pulling back, there's a walking away. They seem to think that you're somebody who is very introspective, and who's learning and trying to be the best version of yourself, which is something that I didn't see in the first portion of this reading. I think that might be indicative of you not necessarily giving yourself the grace that you deserve, or the compassion that it is that you deserve. And I see that here. I see somebody who sees the bigger picture. Like your person is seeing the bigger picture. They're not seeing you in just the mistakes that you've made. They're not seeing you for your flaws or your insecurities. They're seeing you as a whole person with depth, and with the capability of change, with the desire to evolve, which really can't be said for the vast majority of people. You seem like somebody who is willing to challenge themselves, and it's not something that is a rushed process for you. It seems more so like this is a commitment to self-growth, self-healing, self-love, rather than a quick fix. It could very well be that if the two of you are in no contact, this person is seeing you as somebody who is taking your healing and your desire to get to know yourself better very seriously. We also have oracles. And for these oracles, we have the gorilla, with the keyword being control. We have the Fool. The light attributes are fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. And the shadow attributes are using humor to wound rather than liberate, denial of your emotional truth. We have the Dragon. We also have number 13, the Initiator. The affirmation is, I overcome resistance and do what must be done now. And we have Impartiality. So I think it's also interesting that in the first portion of this reading, with the Virgin card there, what I really picked up on was this fear of intimacy, this fear of getting hurt. And I also felt there was this feeling of you thinking that they see you as somebody who embarrassed themselves. Like there was a harshness to it, in the sense of like there being embarrassment or kind of like a cringy feeling about you having opened up your heart to this person, or having shown them a vulnerable side of you. And that person isn't seeing this in the same light as you. There's an understanding here that you are somebody who is incredibly brave in your vulnerability, perhaps much more so than this person could ever fathom for themselves. It feels like it feels like this person kind of looks up to you in a way, in your ability to see things within yourself that need changing, as well as in your ability to show others your feelings. But I do feel like with Impartiality here, that there is this underlying belief that this person is having, in which you may have laid everything out on the line in the past, but you don't necessarily feel this way about this person anymore. Let me, I'm going to grab some more oracles so we can go over a little bit more, and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and look further into this. Is there anything that I missed? Okay, so we have Death of the Deceitful, number 76. We also have Smother. We have Restlessness and Puppet. And on the back of the deck, we have Gifts to the Portal. Let's go ahead and get some of these as well. How does this person actually see pile 1? We have number 32, Here and Now. We have Loyal Heart. And we have number 38, To Be Fair. And on the back of the deck, we have Soulmates. Interesting. I think that this person is kind of in a self-reflective mood, especially if this is somebody who you are no longer in contact with. It feels like this person is reflecting on things and is seeing that perhaps they weren't as necessarily smothered or being manipulated in any way in which they perhaps felt in the past. They seem to think of you as somebody who is truly living authentically, and it feels like they're seeing you as somebody who's moved on, who wasn't getting what it is that you wanted from this connection or needed from this connection and has moved on. But what's interesting is that, and I also think with Here and Now, your person is viewing you as somebody who is not looking back, is not looking back in the sense of ruminating over what no longer exists. And they're seeing you as somebody who is genuinely a good person. I think it's interesting that we have impartiality and we have this image of this woman holding 2 paint cans, and it's almost the same as this other image of this woman holding the scales. There's this message of balance, and they seem to think of you as somebody who really wants to do right for yourself as well as right for others. And I also feel as though for many of you, your person may feel as though they didn't necessarily treat you very fairly, when in fact you were deserving of that. You were somebody who truly was authentic in the love that you were bringing to the table. If this is a connection that is still in contact, it could very well be that this person is feeling as though you aren't holding on to the past in terms of mistakes that have been made or in terms of resentments. And there's this element that they see in you of you being able to move forward with this connection and still be loyal to this person. And I think that they do see you, with soulmates being the bottom of the deck energy. This person sees you as their soulmate. And they may very well have let you slip through their fingers. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get some affirmations before we close this reading out today. What affirmation is there for pile 1? Spirit, what affirmation is there for pile 1? Okay. So we have, I send a prayer of love to all beings in need of a miracle. I trust that my intuition is always leading me in the right direction. And my high vibe thoughts create health in my body, peace in my mind, and love in my heart. I think the first 2 cards are really your guide's way of confirming that you're on the right path. If you chose to walk away from this connection, because something didn't feel right and perhaps you couldn't necessarily put your finger on it, your guides are asking you to trust yourself. You weren't, in fact, in that energy of somebody being suspicious for no reason. It seems like there's definitely a message here of you having made the right decision, or your feelings having been valid because there was truth to what was causing those feelings to arise. It also feels like there's confirmation here that moving forward, looking forward in the future is the best thing that you can do for yourself, is the healthiest thing that you can do for yourself. And you deserve to receive the love that you are capable and beautifully giving to others. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 1. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to read for you today. And I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hi, pile 2. So today's pick a card reading is looking into how it is that you think they see you versus how they actually see you. And these oracles here are going to show us how you think that they see you. And for that, we have service. We have the dragonfly. Number 32, the lustful. The affirmation is, I embrace my individuality and sexuality as sacred gifts. We have the rescuer. The light attributes are provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward. And the shadow attributes are assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. And we have the heron with the keyword being focus. Okay, so how do you think that your person sees you, pile 2? These cards are kind of indicating that you are seeing yourself, or you're thinking that your person is seeing you as somebody who really has made their life better, has helped change the direction or the course that they were on towards something more positive, towards something more fulfilling. You seem to think that this person sees you as somebody who is very much so like a bringer of happiness, both into your life as well as into the lives of others around you, as well as somebody who perhaps is a leader of some kind, somebody who sees what needs to be done, somebody who is capable of like recognizing problems or recognizing issues that need to be addressed and addressing those things very quickly in order to reach a solution quickly. I feel like with the lustful here, there's definitely a romantic type of connection going on here. And it feels like you think that this person is seeing you in a very attractive way. They're seeing you, you're seeing, my God, this is confusing me. They see you based on what you think in terms of desire. This person desires you from your perspective. So if that resonates, let's go ahead and pull some more. We'll pull tarot. Also, another thing that's kind of coming through is that you might feel as though your person sees you as somebody who has really challenged their thought patterns or has really helped them open up their mind to other ways of thinking or approaching life. You've helped this person evolve, grow, find their own truth. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll pull tarot. How does pile 2's person actually see pile 2? How do they actually see pile 2? Okay, so we have the Page of Wands, the Empress, the Moon, the Page of Swords, and the Six of Cups. Okay. I think that a lot of what you're thinking they see in you is valid, and there's a lot of that showing up here. The Empress is a card of nurturance. It's a motherhood maternal type of energy. And for it to show up, this is telling me that this person really does see you as somebody who is a leader in terms of perhaps making things happen or creating things, as well as a leader in terms of your emotional world and the emotional world of those around you. But with the moon here, this is giving me the same energy as the dragonfly, but the energy from the dragonfly that I was getting had more so to do with joy. And with the moon here, it feels more so like there's an element of mystery to you. Like this person doesn't necessarily know if they have seen who you truly are on the inside, or whether or not what they've seen is surface level or what they've seen is a facade of some kind. It feels like they are under the impression that there is more than what meets the eye when it comes to you, and they may be participating or seeing an illusion rather than what is really in front of them. And I don't necessarily mean that in terms of like them seeing you as somebody who's deceptive or somebody who's out to get them. It doesn't seem like it's nefarious energy by any means, especially with the Six of Cups here. There's acknowledgement that you are somebody who is incredibly loving, kind, warm-hearted, gentle, loving. And the Six of Cups is also a soulmate card. So this could also be indicative of this person seeing you as their soulmate, or seeing you as somebody who brings their life a lot of value, a lot of joy, a lot of happiness. But there's just this element of like them wondering if they'll ever get to see the parts of you that perhaps you're not as proud of, rather than only putting on a face of positivity or a face of perfection. Yeah, I have more oracles here, and for that we have the Mother, which goes hand in hand with this Empress card. The light attributes are nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy, and giving birth to life. And the shadow attributes are smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. We have enlightenment. We have the raccoon with the keyword being furtive. We have the worker. The affirmation is, I enjoy getting in touch with who I am as an individual. And we have the unicorn. This person thinks very, very highly of you, pile 2. With the Page of Wands and then the Page of Swords here, there's definitely this element of like them feeling as though you are somebody who perhaps is still getting to know yourself, or is still figuring out what it is that you want, what it is that is your comfort zone versus outside of your comfort zone. There's an element here of like them seeing you as somebody who is still learning, while at the same time being somebody who is profoundly wise and has brought them a great deal of perspective changes. I do wonder, though, if this person feels like perhaps at times you focus on the things that need to be changed about them rather than the things within them that can be celebrated. Which is interesting, because it does feel like they don't necessarily see you showing your own shadows, but there's also this element of perhaps you focusing on their shadows, and it's coming from a place of love, it's coming from a place of wanting to nurture, but also it's coming from a place of wanting to change this person. And there's validity to it with enlightenment here, and the worker, and the unicorn, and the mother. There's recognition here that like everything is coming from a place of love. Everything's coming from a place of wanting you to be happy. But there's this energy of somebody who sees you as perhaps avoiding the things that you don't want to see within yourself, or avoiding the things that make you uncomfortable when it comes to making changes for yourself that feel scary or uncomfortable. And there's like this element of avoidance in that by focusing on other things. Let's go ahead and keep going. Let's get some more oracles. Oh, okay, well this one wanted to come out, so we'll take it. We have number 68 sitting on top of the world. How does this person actually see? Okay, so we have sitting on top of the world, everything you need too soon, cornucopia, protect your heart, and we have no bull. These are all very confirming to what I've already kind of said. I wonder if for a lot of you, this enlightenment that this person is picking up on within you is something that has kind of flooded into your life. It feels like perhaps a lot of changes, really drastic or profound changes, have happened very quickly. And there's this element of you being somebody who could potentially be really overwhelmed by all of these things that are pouring into your life, regardless of how positive they are, because it's so unfamiliar. And because of this, there's this element here of like self-protection that they're seeing within you. But they don't necessarily see you as somebody who's self-protecting in a deceptive way. They're seeing you as somebody who's very honest, but just who might be a little overwhelmed right now. How does this person actually see pile 2? Okay. So we have by the book, number 11. We have come to the edge. And we have milk and honey. Yeah, it's like they're seeing you as somebody who is recognizing that there is this calling or this path that's opening up to you, in which it's requiring you to be more vulnerable, or it's requiring you to step outside of your comfort zone, and it's really pulling at you. But there's also resistance. There's this need to do things in a specific order, or there's this need to do things in a specific way. And what's on the other side of kind of going against that, what it is that you normally do, is this milk and honey, is this opportunity for even more joy and happiness with this person. And I do think it's interesting that with by the book, we have these elephants, and they're all holding each other's tails, and they're going in a line, and they're all following what the person before them has done. And then we have an elephant again in this bowl of milk and honey alone, not listening to the path that was kind of put on them. And because of this, they're bathing in their happiness and their joy. It could even be that your person sees you as somebody who has had to do this already, and they're seeing you as somebody who's incredibly brave for having done it. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Let's go ahead and get you guys some affirmations before we close this reading out. What affirmations are there for pile 2? I can expand time when I'm inspired. The more I honor my inner light, the more I brighten the world. I choose to shine. And creativity flows from me. I am a divine creator. I think it's really interesting, especially this second card. The more I honor my inner light, the more I brighten the world. I choose to shine. There's this message coming through of perhaps this person not necessarily understanding that there is a balance and a state of acceptance between your light and your shadow. And at this point, it's a good thing to celebrate the light within you. It's a good thing to find balance and not focus on one or the other, but to just accept and show love to all aspects of you. And with these two cards here, it feels like if it's resonated for you that perhaps there's resistance to doing something that requires you stepping outside of your comfort zone yet again, there's encouragement here to explore that more. There's encouragement here to perhaps take that leap of faith, or take that step that's a little bit uncomfortable. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 2. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to read for you today, and hopefully I will see you in another video soon. Bye! Hi, pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is looking into how it is you think they see you versus how they actually see you. And these oracles here are going to show us how it is that you think your person is seeing you. I also have tarot to look into how they actually see you. I have oracles pulled already for that as well, and I have other decks set to the side just in case we need clarification on anything. But to start, pile 3, we have victim, the flasher moth with the keyword being spotlight. We have 22, the emperor. I am worthy of respect because I am respectful of all. We have the cobra, and we have vampire. The light attribute is makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force, and the shadow attributes are depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. Okay, so pile 3, this is a very harsh way to view yourself, or to think that somebody else views you. It feels like you're being very hard on yourself, or you think your person is being very hard on you. It feels like you feel as though, or you think your person sees you as somebody who is perhaps more dependent on them than they are on you from an emotional standpoint. Like perhaps you're asking for too much, or you're too needy, or what it is that you're asking for is not being answered or is not being provided, and because of this you feel like you're a victim. It feels like you think your person doesn't think very highly of you, pile 3. Like they see you as somebody who doesn't necessarily have maybe even a backbone. I feel like for some of you, you may be feeling as though your person is seeing you as somebody who is very depressed, or who is not that much fun to be around. Like you put a damper on things. And there's also a little bit of recognition here that this might have to do with the fact that like you're coming out of something. And it's going to take time for you to fully heal from whatever it is you have come out of. But really what I'm seeing here is a very harsh perspective of how you think somebody else feels about you or sees you. I don't see a lot of confidence here. I see somebody who is hiding from the spotlight, is not necessarily wanting to celebrate themselves, but is more so in a state of mourning. Yeah. So if that resonates, which, I mean, it's a very harsh way to look at things, but that's what's coming through. So let's go ahead and see how this person actually sees you, pile 3. How does pile 3's person actually see pile 3? So we have the Tower. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the Page of Pentacles. How does pile 3's person actually see pile 3? We have the 4 of Wands. And we have the King of Swords. Okay. And then for the oracles that I've already pulled, we have Lover. The light attributes are great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. And the shadow attributes are obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. We have Grief. Wild Dog with the keyword collaborate. Number 23, the Experimenter. The affirmation is, I am strong and secure enough to experiment as I see fit. And we have the Fish. So, Pile 3, your person doesn't nearly see you in the same light as you are seeing yourself, or as you think that they're seeing you. This person seems to really be viewing you as somebody who has gone through a lot. Something very profound has happened to cause you to feel these really intense feelings that you seem to be self-conscious are bringing other people down. And that couldn't be further from the truth. It feels like this person isn't seeing you as an energy vampire or as somebody who is so negative that it's impossible to want to be around them, or as draining. They see you as, with Lover here, they see you as somebody that they care for deeply, and they also see you as somebody who is very valid in the feelings that you are currently experiencing and going through. They see you as somebody who is working through something and is actively trying to release things that are no longer serving you, or as somebody who is letting go of things that can't be changed, or is struggling to let go of something, but there's also recognition that there might not be any other choice. And that's a valid thing to grieve over, a valid thing to mourn. They don't see you as somebody who is taking more than you are giving. With the Lover here, as well as with the Wild Dog, the Four of Wands, this person sees you as a teammate. They see you as somebody who feels like home, and who has brought a lot of joy into their life. And I don't see this person looking at you as somebody who they need to walk away from, or separate themselves from, or get some distance from. If anything, they see you as somebody who they want to get closer to. They want to hold your hand through this. There is no viewing you as somebody who has this victim mentality that's holding you back. They see you as somebody who is truly approaching life in a very valid and healthy way given the circumstances. I do think that there is an element here of them seeing you as somebody who perhaps doesn't know which direction to go into next. But again, with the Four of Wands and the Wild Dog here, it feels like this person sees this within you, but also sees that they may very well be an anchor for you right now. And they want to be. Even if you do feel lost, even if you do feel aimless, this person is supporting you and has your back and isn't going to actually let you get lost in the current. They're seeing you as somebody that they can work with in terms of where the two of you head in the future. I want to pull some more tarot. Why is the Page of Pentacles here? So we have the Ace of Cups and the Moon. And then why is the King of Swords here? Why is the King of Swords here? We have the Chariot. I think it's interesting. The Fish is the card that's giving me this aimless, lost kind of energy, but with the King of Swords and the Chariot coming out, especially since they're coming out right underneath this fish, it feels like they're seeing you as somebody who you yourself feel lost, but actually there's this power within you that this person is seeing, even if you can't see it within yourself, that is a driving force in the decisions that you're making, and you're actually on a path to your own success. I also see that you're somebody who is very fearful or like unsure of what's to come, and doesn't necessarily feel very confident. But at the same time, there's this heart of gold within you that this person is picking up on and is recognizing will not allow you to lead you astray, or will not... They see you as somebody who they truly love. they love, they care for, and they see somebody with such a big heart who has a lot of big feelings right now, and perhaps is unsure of how to navigate that. But there's nothing here, pile 3, indicating that anything negative in what they see in you. There's a lot of love here, pile 3. A lot of love, a lot of care, a lot of concern, and a lot of warmth when it comes to seeing you, looking at you. Let's go ahead and get some more oracles. How does pile 3's person see pile 3? So we see, I have the lonely journey of the priestess. Okay, how does pile 3's person actually see pile 3? We have good things. We have protect your heart. And we have the sheep who wandered and found a different shepherd. That's interesting that we have these two cards here, because again, there's this message of feeling lost on your end, but them seeing the bigger picture where perhaps you can't right now, in the sense of you're this priestess, you're this high priestess. There's so much more to you than what you perhaps have acknowledged within yourself. And even if you're pushing this person away or choosing solitude currently, this person doesn't see you as somebody who they aren't going to have a connection with in the future. They see you as somebody who's on a sacred journey of some kind currently, and you're doing the best that you can, and there's compassion here for that. How does pile 3's person actually see pile 3? We have Treasure Island, By the Book, and Fork in the Road. They understand that there are a lot of big changes happening for you right now, and there's probably a lot of confusion with that, or a lot of unsureness. But this person has a lot of faith in you. They see you in all of your power and all of the sacred special things that maybe you've forgotten about yourself, or maybe you can't find currently within yourself. Even though you don't see it or feel it, doesn't mean it's not still there. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys today. Let's go ahead and get some affirmations before we close this reading. What affirmations are there for pile 3? I am a light worker in disguise. I don't have to talk about it. I can just be it. My genuine desire to serve clears the path for me to step into my purpose. And all that I love is more important to me than all that I fear. These are really beautiful affirmations for you guys, pile 3. The first affirmation gives me this feeling that your guides are wanting to remind you that there is this treasure within you, that this person is seeing. There's truth to it. There is something within you that needs to be tapped into, needs to be celebrated by you. I think it's interesting that in this affirmation, we have a discussion on a path being cleared. So if this resonates, I feel like I don't really necessarily need to explain it. My genuine desire to serve clears the path for me to step into my purpose. There are pathways being cleared for you currently. And then all that I love is more important to me than all that I fear. This to me is an affirmation of reminding you that even though there are these insecurities, even though you may fear the fact that your person might not see you in the best of light currently, it's not true. And there's this calling in this card to focus on what it is that you love, rather than the fears that might be taking a hold of you or a hold of your thoughts. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 3. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to read for you today, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye!